Ahoy! Welcome to Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. I'm an Allied Guardian tank, and these brats and I are here to tell you about how we think you should be doing your job. Sir.
Yes, we have temporarily called a truce to make sure you do not send us to our death needlessly. To begin with, we will tell you how to move your viewpoint around the battlefield and how to command your units, including the best ones, such as me, the Soviet hammer tank. Just look at this body compared with the teeny little Japanese tank to my left.
Shut up!
Ow!
Please excuse him, sir. Let us begin.
Oh, blimey. Right, okay. To move your camera around the battlefield, just move your left stick around. Try moving your camera now. Easy enough. Now, to rotate the camera, move the right stick, left or right.
Try rotating your camera now.
To zoom the camera in and out, simply move the right stick up or down.
Try zooming your camera now.
As you go about fussing with the camera, sir, remember you can always press the R3 button to reset the viewing angle.
My goodness, Commander. You have completed your first objective.
Right proper you have. Objectives, as you might have surmised, are special goals you need to accomplish in order to progress through the campaigns.
In general, objectives will be labeled using special markers out on the battlefield. Follow the on-screen indicators to get to them.
If at any time you're not sure what the blazes you're supposed to be doing, hit the Start button to pay a visit to the mission menu. It'll list all your current objectives.
Good. Now that you have an idea for how to move around the battlefield, let's move on to controlling your units. Here come some of our hated enemies now.
Right. To select a unit, just move your cursor over it and press the X button.
Try selecting one of these allied peacekeepers.
Perimeter.
Nice! He's definitely one of ours, sir.
You may also press and hold the X button for an expanded selection cursor. Any units you sweep with the cursor will be selected. Okay, now that we've reminded you how to select units, you'll need to move them around the battlefield. Ow!
I was getting to that. To move your units whilst having them selected, press the X button with your cursor over the desired destination.
Try moving your units to the designated area up ahead.
En route. That's affirmative.
See? They obey you without question.
Notice, Commander, how the darkened area of the battlefield revealed itself as your forces drew near. This darkened area is the fog of war and represents parts of the battlefield that may be hiding enemy troop movements. Be careful when venturing into unseen areas, and use your scouts to survey the terrain before committing your forces. Now, up ahead are some dummy targets that you are going to destroy. They resemble real-life Soviet conscripts, but I assure you they are merely robots we created for this exercise. See how foolishly they behave?
They seem so real. Observe that you can distinguish your forces from the robots based on the colored blips in the radar in the upper right corner of your battlefield control display. The color of the blips refers to the color of the different sides involved in a battle.
If you encounter different colored blips as you clear the fog of war, those are likely enemy forces, so be prepared. If you need to take a closer look at your radar, you can always use radar mode. To activate radar mode, pull and hold the L2 button. Try this now.
Scanning perimeter. Ten-4, sir. En route. 10-4, sir. Confirmed. What's the situation? Standing by. Keeping the peace. Tactical unit. Scanning perimeter. Confirmed. Scanning perimeter.
Hi, that is it. In radar mode, you may navigate the battlefield much more quickly using the left stick. You may also use the right stick to move your cursor independently of your view. This allows you to quickly order your forces anywhere on the map.
Right. So, to issue an attack order to your units whilst having them selected, put your cursor over a target and press the X button.
Notice that as you move your cursor over those dummies, it changes to an attack cursor.
Destroy all the target dummies in the area.
10-4, sir. Confirmed. On point. Scanning perimeter. We have to stop him! That's affirmative. Talk to me. Right here. Confirmed. On alert. Blow him away! Waste them. Take him down! Waste them. Talk to me. Peacekeeper, ready for contact. Take him down! Neutralize them! That's affirmative. I got
So long, you stupid robots!
Bloody robots! Now, in addition to issuing attack commands on specific targets, you can have your units move and attack any enemies along the way.
To issue an attack move command while having your unit selected, just double tap the X button on any open terrain. You can also use an assault move command by double tapping and holding the X button with forces selected. Then use the wider reticle to paint enemy targets. Once you've painted some targets, release the X button and your forces will automatically attack those targets to the best of their ability.
Now look there. We need you to lead us to that strategic point, yet many robots stand in the way. If you please, issue an attack move order to strategic point. You have the command. Lead us to victory!
Standing by. We'll settle this. En route. Cleared for engagement.
Let's do this. Bring in the hammer. Hold it there, pal.
Now that's a fine job you did there, Commander. You now know how to move around the battlefield, as well as how to make your forces shoot their enemies dead.
Indeed. We suggest you move to the next lesson on building a military base for further instruction on properly commanding an army.
See you there.
Mission accomplished.
Good to have you, Commander. In this mission, we'll be reminding you all about constructing a base for each of the factions. We'll start with the Allies for obvious reasons. First things first, though. You need to know about the command menu. Pull and hold the R2 button to bring up the command menu. The command menu lets you do everything, from build units and structures to use your unit's special abilities and much more. Go ahead and get comfortable using this thing. It lets you manage all your forces and production no matter where you're focusing your attention in battle.
Here we have one of the hated Allied mobile construction vehicles. The MCV will unpack into a construction yard. To unpack it, select it, then use its unpack special ability by bringing up the command menu and pressing the X button. Go on, don't be shy.
Observe the ghosted image of the construction yard attached to your cursor.
Setting up.
Very fancy, no?
Bear in mind that there may be impassable areas of the map where you're not allowed to place down your structures. When you try to place a structure down over impassable or unbuildable terrain, red cells will appear on the build grid indicating that you're unable to place a structure there.
Now that your MCV has unpacked into a construction yard, you should have some new construction options available to you. To access your production structure's build queue, select the con yard and open the command menu. Alternatively, if you don't have anything selected, open the command menu and drill down to your production structures in the 12 o'clock position. Whoa, look at what we have here. Looks like you have access to build a power plant. Ow!
Don't overdo it. Commander, select the power plant button to begin building it. All Allied structures build over time inside the construction yard. Once they're ready, you'll be able to place them on the battlefield right away. Your power plant is now ready to be placed.
That's the way. As the name suggests, a power plant provides your base with power. All your structures, with the exception of your power plant and construction yard, use power. You can tell how much power you've got to spare by glancing at the power meter next to your radar. It's important to understand the consequences of a low power situation. While in low power, your units and structures will build at a reduced speed, and your base defenses won't work. So it's always good to have plenty of power as you build up.
The next thing you'll need to get base humming along is an ore refinery. This structure comes with a free prospector vehicle, which will collect ore from that nearby ore mine. To build your ore refinery, open the command menu, navigate to your production structures, and press the ore refinery button, just as you did with the power plant.
Bear in mind that a single ore refinery likely will not be enough to fund your military escapades. Try to build an ore refinery next to each ore mine near your base, but be careful to defend them.
Now that construction is complete, open the command menu and select the ore refinery and consider where to place it on the battlefield. While you're able to place your refinery anywhere on open terrain, the optimal location is just in front of an ore mine. You'll see those spots ghosted on the terrain. As you move your cursor over those spots, your structure preview should snap to the optimal position.
Aye, properly executed.
When you place your ore refinery, you get a prospector as part of the deal, and he'll go about collecting ore for you automatically. Pro tip, friend. If by some freak accident one of your prospectors or ore collectors is destroyed, you can always build another from your ore refineries. Just select the ore refinery and you'll see it can build another resource vehicle as its special ability. As long as your ore refinery is close to a mine, you only need one vehicle gathering from it. So don't waste credits making more of those little tykes than you need.
I always wonder, though, how come the mightiest nations in the world need to collect ore while killing each other? I mean, what is even in that stuff? Ow!
Don't ask ridiculous questions! Ore is the primary resource in Red Alert 3. Refinery is automatically converted to credits, which is the currency used to purchase all units and structures. All mines have a finite amount of resources that will eventually slow to trickle. So, if you deplete an ore mine, it's best to try and expand to another in order to maintain a steady income.
You now have power and an economy set up. You're ready to start training units for the fight. Go ahead and open up the command menu and build a boot camp.
Now that you have a boot camp, you're able to train some infantry. To do this, you may select either your boot camp and open the command menu, or navigate to your infantry queues in the 2 o'clock position in the command menu. This will bring up the available units you're able to train. Let's train some so-called peacekeepers. Select the peacekeeper button to start training one. You may queue up multiple peacekeepers by continuing to select on his portrait.
Ready, sir. Where's the trouble?
All three factions produce units in the same way, from the respective queues in the command menu.
Where's the
By the by, many of your structures aren't restricted to being built on land. You can set them up on water as well. If you build another power plant, try placing it out in the drink. It doesn't cost you any extra, and most ground units won't be able to get to it that way.
Observe, however, that allied structures may only be built in the radius surrounding the construction yard. You may expand your build radius by creating command hubs, which convert from your prospectors. Please select your prospector and use its special ability to unpack it somewhere. Across the water, perhaps. Go ahead, Commander.
Nice day for a drive.
Objective complete.
Yeah, that's it. Also, bear in mind that the Allies' technology level is local to their construction yards or command hubs. That means not all your production structures on the battlefield may offer you the same construction options. You can upgrade construction yard or your command hub by selecting them, opening the command menu, and selecting the heightened clearance button. Try requesting heightened clearance on both your con yard and your command hub now. That's it. Now the other.
Objective complete.
There it is. Heightened clearance costs you, and there's an even higher clearance level available after that. You need to decide when and where to request better tech when commanding the Allies. Else things may turn rotten.
Yes. Also, should you ever have need to run away like a little girl, you may pack up your con yard, then unpack it on the water. The boot camp and armor facility are the only Allied structures you may not place on the water. Your seaport, on the other hand, is the only structure you may not build on land. Ow! What was that for?
Silence! Surely the commander wants to move on to the other factions by now. Feel free to continue dabbling with the allies, then select me when you are ready to continue.
Ready, sir. Where's the trouble? 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 Ready, sir. Where's the trouble?
This monstrosity is the Soviet construction yard. You will see that the Soviets build differently from the Allies. Select the construction yard and open the command menu, or just navigate to the production structures queue in the command menu. Then select the reactor. Notice how the command menu closed automatically to let you make your next move. Now place the reactor on open terrain as you did with the Allied structures. Unlike the Allies, the Soviets carelessly build their structures out on the battlefield.
Notice how the structure is hastily being thrown together in the field. While it's building up, it's vulnerable to enemy attack. So be cautious when placing your structures. All Soviet structures build up in this way.
And of course, your Soviet structures may be placed at sea, with the exceptions of the barracks and war factory.
Oi! Aren't you forgetting something?
Yet. At least, not anymore. Commander, one truly unique Soviet structure you should be aware of is the Crusher Crane. Try building one now from your production structures queue. Crusher cranes work much like construction yards. So now, you can build two structures at once from your two separate build queues. What's more, your crane's repair drones will automatically repair nearby vehicles. Or you can order these vehicles into its grinders to crush them for a quick refund. To access your newly added build queues, open the command menu with the Crusher Crane selected. You can build multiple production structures to gain more build queues, allowing you to build more stuff at once. Of course, you'll need plenty of income to support this. Now, please feel free to continue exploring the richness of the Soviet build system. When you're done, please select the tsunami tank to proceed.
Objective complete.
At last! Let us continue, Commander, for this will be worth it. The Empire of the Rising Sun has the most unique build system in that our structures are all created from special units called nanocores. Cores may unfurl at the location of your choosing, much like an MCV unpacks into a construction yard. However, unfurled Imperial structures cannot pack back up. Go into your production structures queue and build a generator core. The generator core will be yours to control as soon as it emerges from your construction yard. If you select it, you may give it move commands around the map like any unit. To unfurl it into an instant generator while having it selected, use its unfurl special ability much like you did with the MCV earlier in this lesson. You should now have a ghosted image of the instant generator attached to your cursor. Select a spot on open terrain to make your generator core unfurl at that location. All nanocore are amphibious, so they can cross land as well as water. This means the Empire of the Rising Sun can spread its borders far and wide. The Imperial Docks is the only structure that cannot unfurl on land, while the Mecha Bay and Instant Dojo cannot unfurl at sea. One last thing about Imperial production structures. They must be upgraded individually to unlock new construction options. You'll find these upgrades in their build queues. Now, Commander, do you see how superior our production capability is compared with that of my barbaric friends here?
I still think ours is better. Oh no. Ow! Ow!
Keep fussing with the Imperial build system if you want, and when you're all set, select me and we'll wrap up. Well, that concludes the lesson on base building. Don't worry, the other ones will be shorter. Mostly. Let's shove off, lads. Commander, see you then.
Ow!
Mission accomplished.